Hello everyone, my name is Anton Phạm and I have a special guest today, Lợi Yuan. Lợi, can you please introduce to everyone a bit about yourself, your full name, where you're from, and why you're in Vietnam?
Hello world, my name is Lợi Tran. I'm from the US and I'm in Vietnam currently on a business trip, and I've lived here on and off for almost 3 years now.
Lợi, what is your background, Lợi? Your cultural background. What is your cultural background?
So I'm Vietnamese, but I'm from the US, Vietnamese American. Yeah.
So, Lợi, can you tell our friends exactly what got you started living in Vietnam? How did you end up living in Vietnam?
So I'm from Florida in the US, and I got a job offer in California, and then I got to thinking, if I'm gonna leave a country or a state which I was born and lived my whole life in to a different state, might as well try a different country. If you don't like it, you can always go home.
Good. Lợi, so what would be your most fluent language? What would be your most fluent language? Is it English, your mother's tongue, or another language?
Definitely English.
And why is that? Why is that, Lợi?
Well, I'm from the US, and I watch US movies, listen to the music there, watch TV, my friends, teachers.
Okay.
Peers.
So growing up, you spoke Vietnamese to who? Who did you speak Vietnamese to, Lợi?
So growing up, I spoke Vietnamese only to my family.
Just to your mom?
My mom, dad, uncles, aunts.
What about your brothers and sisters?
Very little. All of us grew up in the US, so we all primarily speak English.
Lợi, can you just tell us a little bit about learning English? So how did you learn English in the US?
So, it's just one step at a time. I remember being from a family that spoke Vietnamese at home, I did have to, early on, I did have to learn extra in school to get English. But, because I'm in a place where everyone speaks English, I got a lot more practice. So, but it's just one step at a time, practice. You learn one word one day, the next day you learn a different word.
Okay. So you went to school at what age, Lợi?
Elementary school?
Yeah.
5.
5. When would you say your English was at a conversational level?
I'm not sure. Probably 15. Whenever people are starting ready to have adult conversation at 16.
No, what I mean, like conversational, as in just like, hey, how you go? What's your name? What you doing today? Simple English. Simple conversation. Not in depth, not high level English. Just simple English, like what you doing today? What do you like to eat? You want to hang out?
Probably like 5 or 6.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Last question, Lợi. What about what suggestions do you have for the Vietnamese people? Because I know that the Vietnamese people study English differently to the way we studied English. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We studied English naturally, so we would go into class and we would sing songs and learn the alphabet, and gradually we just start reading and sounding out the words, and then started writing, and teachers would fix our grammar a little bit and all that. But here it's more structured. It's more like a formula. So what way would you suggest for the Vietnamese local to improve on their English?
So I would suggest just practice, because practice makes perfect. And figure out what works for you guys, because everyone learns differently, right? Some people like talking to other people to learn. Some people like watching movies. Some people, they can learn in a classroom environment. Others listen to music. So just figure out what you enjoy doing, where it isn't work anymore, and just try to do it that way.
Good. Okay, Lợi, do you have any last words to our friends in Vietnamese, Lợi?
Cảm ơn xem phim mọi người.
Xem phim. Okay. Maybe chào mọi người, chúc mọi người năm nay vui vẻ và thành công.
Chính xác.
Chính xác. Okay. Cảm ơn mọi người.
Bye bye.